Hello and welcome back to another Movecraft video. Last video I was talking about this Squadron Directors plugin that I've written, and it's now finished, or mostly finished. There's a few bugs I need to fix, whatever. But yeah, mostly it's ready to go. Alright, so as the sun sets over there, gotta love these beautiful shaders. Let's look at these aircraft. So these aircraft are specifically designed for squadron directing. They're very simple. Let me show you the weapons. Look, it's just a switch connected to dispensers. Why? Because it's really simple and allows the aircraft to still be pretty fast. Every aircraft on this ship goes at least 5. These bombers are even faster. They can go 10 after they've dropped their... each one has an ASM, but if you drop the ASM, it can move 10, so you can, bomb targets before they can get away. But yeah, so they're all fast, and that's done by keeping it simple. There's some other ships in the belly of this carrier, but I'll let you guys discover that one on your own when I put when I make this available to everyone. Alright, we got the sun setting over there. I want the sun to be rising, so I'm just gonna set day. What? Oh, right, time set day. IR smart, yo. Alright, so, yes, what do we got here? We want to have these things take off, so I will right-click on the medium airship, and look at these signs. The first thing you'll notice, there's a lot fewer of these signs. The reason why is because I've rolled a lot of the features into this recon thing. So there still are separate signs for starting your ship's cruising and tell them to ascend or descend or whatever, but a lot of it is now controlled in recon. And you'll note there's no rotate sign. Right now I'm using a command alias for rotating. I'm hoping we might be able to make that available to players because, yeah, it's just really inconvenient to try to turn with the sign. But these other controls, they work okay. When you want to control the AA guns, you use this. When you want to control bombs, you use this. When torpedoes, right there. ASM, right there. And so on and so forth. All right, but let's start by launching a bunch of these fighters. Now that the plugin has actual formations, the order in which you launch actually matters. So the first aircraft you select will be the lead craft, which is the lowest in the formation, okay? So the closest to the ground, that's what I mean by lowest. The actual, position in the squadron could change. It might be in the front, it might be in the rear, depending on which way you're headed, but it's always going to be the lowest. All right, now we have them all selected. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to take control by right-clicking on the recon sign. Oh, whoops, sorry, I forgot to turn off something, which we'll talk about later. You have released... Okay, let's do that again. All right, so there's all of my fighters on this carrier, and I'm going to move my character in the forward direction for those fighters. In this case, it's strafing right. And that's going to start them moving forward. It's going to start their cruising, right? I'm also going to hold down space to make them move up, because I want them to move up and take off. Okay. And that's probably good. I'm now going to stop them moving up, and I'm going to stop them moving forward by moving in the opposite direction of what we were just talking about. Okay, so, so that's kind of easy. And you can see how I control these things. If I move my character to the left, the fighters start moving to the left. If I move my character to the right... Okay, I just said the opposite directions, but that's because I'm facing the fighters. Hopefully that's clear. But the point is, you move your character in the direction you want the fighters to move. It's pretty simple. Be aware they cannot move backwards, okay? So that is a limitation. That's by design. Maybe we could look at addressing that in the future. But right now, you have to move like an airplane actually would, sort of, which is to say you can move forwards, you can't move backwards. All right, now let me show you weapons controls. Well, actually, first let me show you squadron forming up. So, all right, now that we have them off of the deck of the carrier, I'm going to tell them to form up. So I right-click on this sign, and this sign, the form up command, obviously that tells them to form up. This line right here, echelon, that's telling it what formation to assume. Right now, echelon is the only option. And then this line down here, the number 10, that is how far apart the spacing is. I could have multiple squadron form up signs, and let's say I want a really tight formation to group up my torpedoes really tight. Or maybe I want to spread them out more to make sure I don't miss, things like that. So that's how that works. But I right-click on here, and we can see they're going to start forming up. So they're assuming a formation over there. I'm going to enter recon mode so that you can see that more clearly. And, there they go. So they are kind of in this swept back formation that's referred to as an echelon formation, so that no matter how they turn, they will never be inside each other's field of fire. That's the reason that particular formation was chosen. Okay, now let me show you weapons, the fun stuff. So I'm going to right-click on the launch torpedo sign and assume control of the torpedo signs, and that is a remote sign, so for other servers that have different types of weapons with different names, it'll work with anything. You can see right there I have a launch ASM, same basic idea. Back to recon mode. Alright, now you see this really weird thing. Look, we have these lines coming off of the front of each of the fighters. So why do we do that? Well, because I found really early on that it was really hard to aim with these fighters. So that line is telling me where my torpedoes will go, or if they were fire guns, where the fire charges would go if I were to fire. So that line is there to help you aim, in particular in the altitude or Y direction, because it's really hard to visually see how high your aircraft are. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So I'm going to let's go attack that Typhoon again, like I did last time. So I'm going to move forward by hitting forward, and then I'm going to get ready to S/SDL to turn left. Okay, and I'm going to wait. I'm looking at my mini-map, just so you know what I'm doing. I'm looking over here at the mini-map to kind of judge when I'm going to execute this turn. And right about now looks good. Okay, I think I did that turn too late. Yeah, I did. Whoops. So I'm going to stop them moving forward, and I'm going to have them strafe left to line up a little better, so that at least half of my squadron. Okay, now I'm looking at the lines going out from my squadron, and I see that they're passing over my target. So I'm going to descend by holding down Shift until they start to descend. So you see how this works, and you see how we can aim these things. Now, obviously, I've botched my approach, right? If I was actually in combat, chances are by now a lot of my ships would be shot down. But this is just kind of a test to show you how it's working. Okay, and all right, let's go forward a bit. Okay, it looks to me like those beams are now intersecting with my target. I'm gonna now fire all of my torpedoes. Well, half of them actually, and this is important. It took a while to get this right, but the plugin fires one torpedo, and if I right-click again, it'll fire the other one, whatever one it did not fire the first time. Okay, and on that note, let's adjust fire a little bit, and let's fire again. Okay, and all right. Now, I'm going to just turn so that I don't hit my target. So, given that ship a good walloping, right? Let's turn again. I'm now going to come around, /SDR. I'm going to come around and try to finish it off with fire charges. So I'm now going to right-click AA fire. Okay, there we go. And /SDR. And get a little closer. Again, using my mini-map. Okay, that looks about right. I'm going to stop. I'm now going to SDR again. and I'm going to rapidly right-click. Because of the way the weapons that I've put on here work, that little switch, it only activates, once per right-click. These are not automatic weapons. Both because automatic weapons don't work while cruising, but these do. Like if I move around a little bit and I'm just strafing around, they still work. And that Typhoon is now very, very dead. So, yeah, simple weapons are often your best bet, at least for right now, because dispensers, you can't do the automatic ones with crafts in motion. All right, final thing, I've added another command. So let's say that you've finished firing off all of your armament and you're kind of done with these craft. Because it's not realistic, I know players are not going to be flying their squadrons back to their carriers. I kind of wish they would, but I just figure, they're not going to do that. So I've given you this command so that you don't create clutter on the battlefield. It is /sd scuttle. Just like the /scuttle that you may already be familiar with, it simply makes all of your ships crash and burn. So that, again, they're not going to be littering up the battlefield. Okay! There's one more thing to show you, and that is these bombers. So these bombers are particularly, they're designed to be as fast as possible, because if you want to bomb a target like an airship, it's kind of a target of opportunity, Oh, look, there's an airship, and look, they're really low. We need to hurry, get over there and bomb them before they have a chance to climb and get to where we can't reach them, right? So that's why these bombers are just super fast. Each one comes with a single air-to-surface missile in case you need to get a sub-airship and kill that. But most of the time, well, I don't know about most of the time, but a lot of the time, that flight deck looks awesome. Anyway, a lot of the time, you're not going to be hunting sub-airships. You're just going to be dropping bombs on airships that got too low and got away from their fighter cover. So you're going to want to simply launch that ASM pretty much as soon as you get the thing off the flight deck, right? So I'm going to take control, have them move forward, and they're taking off. And you note these are considerably faster, and they're about to get even faster. So now that I'm over the ocean, I'm going to drop my bombs. Okay, away they go. I'm now going to stop my ship. Let's see if we can watch the bombs hit something. I think they're just going to run into the ocean. Oh no, I got that. I killed that island. All right, so because this beam of light is rather distracting, I'm going to leave recon mode. I'm going to no longer control the ASM. And well, I guess we are going to have the beam of light, aren't we? So I'm going to hit my bombs. And let's have these things form up, and then enter recon mode, and let's go on a bombing run. All right, so yeah, looks like they're formed up pretty well. Let's go bomb, that looks like there's a Typhoon over there. So we're going to turn, and we're really moving now. You can see how fast these things are going, or would be. There we go. And I'm just going to aim using my mini-map. Looks like I'm over the target now. Drop bombs. I'm just right-clicking, 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 and boom, boom, boom. You can see I have hammered that poor unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna let's see. I'm just gonna cheat and fly over there just so we can see what's happening. I don't know if you can hear my cat yelling. He's very upset. He feels he has not gotten enough attention at all, and would like to register many complaints. All right, so there's my squadron. Just stopped right over, and you can see I'm just kind of messing with some things over there. And let's see if we can. Yeah, we got in some good hits. Yep. I mean, that's probably not enough to sink it by itself. I probably should have dropped a few more, just parked over the target and just dropped tons and tons of bombs. But you saw how it works. You just need a nice, fast fighter, and you just fly over the target and drop bombs. Real simple, actually. So there you have it. Yeah, that is the Squadron Directors. There's a few bugs that need to be worked out, but it is basically operational, and that is how it works. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the server. That just looks so awesome. Uh, and yeah, we'll see you next time.